Hey folks, how you doing? Let's take a quick look at updating the really cool gallery page. And I say really cool because I didn't actually create it myself. I took an existing open source gallery, and I have to give kudos to the folks here at Code Drops. Their thumbnail grid with expanding preview. Basically, this is what we've done. We've taken it, modified it a little bit to work better with our template. And I just wanted to give kudos and a bit of a shout out because I think they do a fantastic job of creating really cool things for web pages, and they do supply it open source. And I think credit goes, or credit, where credit is due. So we've taken that particular thumb grid and we've popped it in here and just rearranged it a little bit. So when we click on a pic, image animates out below, and then we have some information down here that you can modify. You can close the grid up again, and then down below that we have a really cool thumb, which is all my creation. No, I'm just kidding. It's just a thumbnail that we provide in the templates. It does a bit of a hover, and we have a little mask, and you can have employee of the month or whatever you want. It doesn't have to be employee of the month. Totally up to you how you use this gallery. But let's just show you that the two things that are really important are obviously changing the pic, all right, the small pic with the member name, and making sure that that small pic displays a correct large image down below. We actually have the same picture being shown here, so I'll show you how to make those updates. We'll just jump right into Dreamweaver here. Here's our gallery page. I'm just going to right click and open library file. Already was. All right, and to update the image right here, right, that one image, I'm just going to go to code view here. See, we have it linked in right here. It's the exact same image as we use for the large image, which is actually listed right here. But it's a little bit unique in that we have to manually update this in code view, and I'll show you why in a second. Let's go back to the design view. So the first thing I would do here is, I'll get rid of the visual aids, is I would change the picture. So I'll just double click on the picture, right? I'll go and grab my little folder with all my pics in it, and I'll slide it into view here. And the image size I'm working with is 700 by 520. So I'll grab my 7 by 520 and I'll just drop it right in here into the folder. And then it's automatically selected when I do that, so I can click OK. Boom, now I'm done. Then I would update the critical information, the member name right here, the details, and then all the blurb of content right here. Now this blurb of content, this is what's displayed when you are expanding, which is right here. So that's the expanded information. Right, we close that down. There's also this member name right here. That is something where what we do is we would actually just select the image, we'd flip it to code view, and we need to change the data title right here. So whatever your member's name is, or the name that you put over here in the black. So basically, if I were to change this to my name, I would flip it over to the code view. I would just scrub over that. I would copy it and go into the data title and scrub in between the two quotes and change the name there as well. Keeping in mind, you have to start and end with a double quote. Okay, so that's sort of step number one. Change your picture, change your member name and the details down below. That's just all regular HTML. Right, now the next step is, as we click on the pic here and go to the code view, is we need to make sure that our image name right here also changes over here. And I really, really, really strongly suggest that you just use the one image for both. Okay, just like I demonstrated. You could use a different image if you wanted to, but then it's going to get confusing and it's going to get a little bit messy. You would need to store your large image. You need to store it in the library components gallery images folder, and just make sure you update the name. But if you followed the information, the tips I was providing, all you'd have to do is just copy the image name here and paste it over the image name that was right up here, and then you'd have make sure that the new image displays correctly when you expand it. So in other words, when you click the image, this picture down here, it's obviously bigger than this one here, but it's the same pic, and that way you have a lot less headache, a lot less overhead, and when you update things, it'll be a little bit cleaner for you. And of course, just like every other library component, everything's broken down into slides. This particular one has, it's a lengthy slide. It starts up here with slide. We scroll on down, there's the ending. So if you need to add more slides, and you probably will, you just need to sort of select the start and the end comment tag, copy, and of course just sort of in between two existing slides, paste in there, and then you go and update the content, the picture, and whatnot. If you need to get rid of one, you can just get rid of the entire slide, and just delete right out of the page. And of course, just as a bonus, right here in the gallery page, we also have down at the very bottom a little extra here, employee of the month. And if you don't need that section, you can get rid of the entire section just like a regular section. And this is just a regular thumbnail, so you just double click, drag your employee of the month picture in here. It's 800 by 561, a little bit of an odd size, but that's what we went with. You can change the image size in this one. It's not going to make a big difference, but we went with a little bit of a bigger picture to take up some nice room. But image size on this particular thing, the page is just a regular picture in the page. You can go with whatever works.